Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio. Welcome to 2015. We are into the mix. I already saw Taken 3. That movie was poop. But we are in January, and given that this month is kind of weird with movies that people don't really care about for the most part, there are a lot of movies coming out. There's Selma, American Sniper, Foxcatcher's out in theaters again, Black Hat. I'm going to see something this weekend, but for today, I want to make a special little video that's going to carry over into the rest of the year, carrying the weight with this one video, for a segment I'm going to call at the moment, Right or Wrong. I have 16 movies in the palm of my hand here, and they are 16 of my most anticipated movies of the year. And instead of just talking about why I'm excited for those movies, I'm going to make predictions of how I'm going to feel about them when I see them. But the reason why this segment is called Right or Wrong is because when I see said movies, like for example SpongeBob is the first coming out, or Jupiter Ascending, I think they're both in the same weekend, but I'm going to see both of them. Now just say my prediction for what I think is going to happen with those movies turns out to be wrong. Then you guys get to decide how I am punished. What repercussions will be unleashed into my life because I made a wrong prediction. It could be a pie to my face. And at the end of the year, I'm going to tally up all the predictions, which ones I got right and wrong with my predictions and my opinions. And we'll see what's going to happen from there. This is going to be an evolving segment because I want to have fun with this, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future with my podcast, which I want to do, and other things that are going to be happening, because the future is, it's so far out, and things can happen in a blink of an eye. So I'm going to go in a chronological order of these movies coming out from now till the end of the year. I'm going to make my small, opinionated predictions of how I'm going to feel about these movies. As these movies come out and I make reviews for these movies, we're going to reflect and have retrospectives on what happened and how I actually feel when I see these movies. And then we're going to tally up and we're going to have some fun. So let's get started. First up is Jupiter Ascending with Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum. It's directed by the guys who made The Matrix. I think the movie is going to be flat out okay. Not great, not bad, just whatever. Next up is the second SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Now, the previews don't look good, but I think I'm going to end up really liking this movie. Maybe even loving it. So I'm in between liking it and loving it, because I have faith in the writers of this movie. Next up is 50 Shades of Grey. I think I'm going to like this movie. I'm not even kidding. I have a feeling it's not going to be a bad movie. I have a feeling it's going to have some good redeeming qualities, and I'm going to end up liking it somehow. Not just for the sex. Not just for the sex. Come on. Come on, it's not like I'm a guy. Jesus. Next up is Furious 7. I actually think this movie's just gonna be whatever. Fast 5, I loved it. Furious 6, I really enjoyed, but looking back at it, Fast and Furious 6 was just a decent movie. And I think this one is gonna be the point where we're gonna start going, okay, maybe we're running this into the ground a little bit. I think it's going to be a fun movie, but I think it's just going to be okay. Next is Avengers Age of Ultron. I know I'm going to love this movie. Who knows, maybe I'll see it and end up not liking it or being disappointed, but at this moment I'm saying Age of Ultron is going to be better than the first Avengers, which is saying a lot because I love the first Avengers, and I think it's going to be one of the best movies of the year. Next up is Mad Max Fury Road. Has one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life. I think this is going to be one of my favorite movies of the year. Next up is Tomorrowland, directed by Brad Bird, who directed The Incredibles, Iron Giant, and Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible 4. 3 movies that I absolutely love. Given that, I feel like Tomorrowland is just going to be a good movie. Next up is Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt. This is a tough one because I love Jurassic Park, even though the last 2 films don't have the best critical or, general reception. I enjoyed both of them. I think Jurassic Park 3 is a fun ride, and I think the second one has its moments. And it's got Vince Vaughn in it, before he got really big. That's pretty cool, right? Jurassic Park 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know. I go back and forth with it. The trailer gave me mixed feelings. It brought back nostalgia and made me really happy, but also I was like, CGI looks iffy, but it's not finished, so I'm conflicted. At the moment, I'm feeling as though Jurassic World is going to be a fun time, but a disappointment overall. Please prove me wrong, movie. Please. Next up is Terminator Genesis. Next up is Terminator. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck really fucking hard. It's probably gonna be on my worst list of 2015. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Next up is Ant-Man, directed by Edgar Wright. Oh wait, shit. This is another one where I'm excited for it because it's Marvel, but the trailer didn't wow me. And it's got a great cast. It's got a really good studio behind it. However, the movie looks okay. This is going to be the first Marvel movie since Iron Man 2 to just be a whatever movie. And by that unintelligent phrase, I mean it's going to be a bland film with mediocrity written all over it. And it's going to show. Their replacement director is this comedy director who directed a few movies including Yes Man. And I hope he's not a yes man for the studio, but the movie's probably just going to be a mediocre mess. Next is Pan, the first Peter Pan live-action adaptation of the 21st century, coming out in theaters. And it's got Hugh Jackman playing Blackbeard. Hook is a good guy. And I'm predicting that I'm actually going to really like this movie, because I actually was impressed by the trailer. Nobody cares about this movie right now. People who don't go to the movies often or care about movies often don't know this is even coming out right now. But I'm predicting that Pan's going to be a fun time, and I'm going to actually really like it. Next up is the reboot of Fantastic Four that has a really good cast, including Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell, and Kate Mara. Is it Mara? I think it's Kate Mara. And it's directed by Josh Trank, who directed Chronicle, which is actually a really underrated movie. And I'm predicting that I'm going to like it. Going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Fantastic Four came out in August. Now we're flying to November. Next up is the next Bond film, Spectre. And I think this movie is going to be great. It's going to be awesome sauce, amazing chocolate balls. Highly doubt it's going to be a bad movie. It's got a great cast and crew behind it. But whether it's going to be a good or a great movie is what the concern is here. And I think it's going to be a great movie. Next up is Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I think this is going to be a good movie. A good conclusion to the whole Hunger Games phenomenon. But I'm not going to love it. It's just going to be good. If it ends up on my top 10 list somehow, craziness. Next up is Star Wars The Force Awakens. Do I even have to say how I feel about this movie? Do I even have to, put it into words? It's Star Wars. It's the first Star Wars movie since 2005. It's the first real Star Wars movie, in my opinion, since 1983. This is going off of pure fanboy admiration and love here, but I think Star Wars The Force Awakens is going to be one of the best movies in a long time. I think I could actually move my bias aside if the movie doesn't end up being that good, but I'm predicting right now that it's going to be one hell of a film, and it's going to blow the world away. And lastly, we have Mission Impossible 5 with Tom Cruise once again. I don't know how to really say my prediction for the movie. I think it's going to be a good action thriller. It's just going to be a decent way to go out of the year. I don't think it's going to be as good as Ghost Protocol, and I really enjoyed the first three, even the second one, but I think it's just going to be a fun time at the movies, nothing more. And that is it. Those are my impulsive predictions for my most anticipated movies of the year. Now remember, this is right or wrong, so as we go through the year, month by month, as I review these movies and I give my opinions, if my reviews differ from what I'm saying in this video for any of these movies, then I am to be punished. Let me know down below what you want to see from me for these repercussions, for these consequences. Oh dear, what did I get myself into? Get creative and imaginative. But let's cap this video off with a question. What are your most anticipated movies of the year? Give me a couple, give me a whole list. Just tell me the ones that you are most excited for down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel so you'll never miss a video from me ever again. Also check out Facebook and Twitter in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones. Look forward to reviews coming soon for movies that I can't specify, but I will be seeing stuff. College starts soon, so I'm going to probably be on the down low too, but I'm definitely seeing movies. Let's make this year a blast. See you guys next time.